Traditionally, when people think about alignment, they only think about the tires on the front of their car or truck. But when it comes to hauling a big trailer like this, you can also think about the alignment with your trailer axles, and those can get out of whack. Now think about it, that out of whack is always due to uneven weight distribution. So when the trailer is manufactured and everything is bolted and welded into place, then it's filled up with furniture and other things, and then somebody like Bruno comes along and buys it and fills it up with a bunch more stuff.
Yeah, the end user is the problem when it comes to having misalignment, because it comes square from the factory. By the time you get it, you've got a bunch of furniture, a bunch of stuff in it. You put your toys in the back, you put your toolboxes, and you really throw off the distribution of weight inside, which twists everything and throws the alignment off a track. Well, the way we can fix it is by using a very cool tool from the guys at Mobile Outfitters. It's the CorrectTrack trailer alignment system. It's going to allow us to compensate for any end user damage to our balance of the vehicle.
Now the first thing we need to do is come down here and take a couple of measurements, and what we want to do is get a fixed point right here where the pin of the trailer is and measure to the front side of the tires on each side, and that will let us determine if the distance is the same and how our axle is twisted. So what we do is, in anything else, like when you say measure twice, cut once, we measured a couple times and we took our average on each side. So over here on the right, our average came out to 22 feet 9 1/4 inches. Over here on the left hand side, it came out to 22.9. So we had a difference of 1/4 inch from side to side. Now we can use this and we can adjust it, and we can either push that side back 1/4 inch or bring this side up 1/4 inch. It really doesn't make much difference either way.
Now we had a very cool tool to determine those distances, but at home don't be frightened. It's something you guys can do. Just use a plumb bob and a string or a tape measure and you can get the same measurements. But like Matt said, make sure you've got it all weighted down and make sure you're nice and flat, and take those times with take time with your measurements. Now when it comes to using the system, this is how you make up for the misalignments. Now this right here is the mounts, and this is going to relocate the mount for your spring. Now traditionally be mounted right here. What we're doing is we're moving it down to this hole, and you can see there's a slot inside of here. That allows us to, with a click so to speak, you can adjust it 1/4 inch right there, 2 clicks right there, puts you at 1/2 inch, and allows you to move that point of that spring and that axle forward or back to correct the misalignment issues you've got with your rig.
So once you get everything locked down and in place, you want to check your work, and you're going to do that with a secondary set of measurements. But before you do that, you want to make sure that you roll the axle at least one full rotation. In fact, better yet, if you've got a couple minutes, drag it around the neighborhood or around the block once or twice, bring it back. That way the suspension has a chance to settle and everything's in place before you take those secondary measurements.
Yep, so with this in place, you'll make those secondary measurements, you'll go again to that front tire, and then you can go in here and make your adjustments front or back and make sure everything's square with that front axle. Then use that front axle to measure each of the other axles. Now you've got a nice square trailer going down the road. You're not dragging it, you're using it behind you. It's going with you, and you're saving tires. A tire blow, it's never a good thing, never happens at a good time, and it can be dangerous and tear up your rig.
Nope, it's the CorrectTrack from Mobile Outfitters, and it's going to help you avoid all that mess.